Hi and welcome to the Moonstones Collection channel. In this tutorial we'll take a look at one of the many features of the game, which is lands aggregation. You can use it to group together your lands, creating a canton, a barony, or even a city. So you bought your lands. If you didn't yet, you can still buy some at this link. You will find it also in the description of the video. You place them in one of the available counties. Now what? Well, you have the possibility to group them together as long as they are placed near each other. There are different kinds of group that you can create, and they are based on how many lands you're going to group together. With 3 or 4 lands, you'll get a canton. With 5 up to 9 lands you'll get a barony, and with 10 or more lands you'll fund a city. But what are the advantages of groups instead of single lands? Well, first of all, the maximum number of buildings you can have in a land is increased. So in a single land you can build up to 3 buildings, in a canton they become 4 for each land, in a barony 5, and in a city 6. The second reason to aggregate lands is that for each land you usually need a landlord in order to enable buildings, and this mooner will consume 1 action point each day to rule the land. With aggregated lands, though, you just need 1 mooner to rule the whole group, and it will consume 2 points to rule a canton, 3 points to rule a barony, and 4 points to rule a city. So you can do your math, but it's clear that this is a big saving and it will let you use your mooners for other important activities. As you can see, aggregating your lands is critical to maximize the earnings, and it's definitely something you should look at. So let's see what are the steps for aggregation. The first one is entering the county where the lands are located. In my case, it's Nidian. Just a reminder that these lands in full colors are your lands, and these others, a bit more transparent, are owned by other users. As you can see from the legend, here we have only single lands, so let's go and create our first group. First, click on the Group Lands button. The window will focus on the map, and you can select all the lands you want to group together. Remember that they must be placed near each other both horizontally or vertically, so no distant lands and no oblique contact. Once all the lands are selected, just click on the Group button to create the group. After this pop-up informing us that we are going to create a barony, just click Yes and the group will be created. Of course, the group is not active yet. In order to be activated, groups need some work to be done. Let's think about roads to connect the lands, bridges, some infrastructures. This work is summarized by working actions, and they depend on how many lands we are grouping together. The lands with this work in progress icon are considered working sites, and if we click on one of them we can see the details. So this group, for example, needs 500 working actions, and we have done 0 so far. Before entering the job part, let me show you that if you are the owner of the group, this manage icon will show. This is where you will have different actions to manage your group. So for example, for now the only available action is to dismantle the work site, because maybe you changed your mind or you want to group them in another way, or you just can't afford to keep on aggregating the lands. But once the group will be active, you will have many different actions, like for example assigning a group lord or deleting the group, etc. So let's go back to the working side. Here we have a work button, and we can use it to fill some of the working actions we were talking before. So let's click it, and it will send us to a new window. This works exactly as a standard job page, with the difference that you can only put 3 characters at work, and if you are working for your own group, you will not be paid. Actually, building those roads and bridges needs materials, so you will have to pay for them, but if you own a Mooner from generation 4, which is a builder like him, then he will use less materials, so you will pay a bit less depending on its rarity. So let's create our party. You will need to use these toolkits for the job, and let's click Perform Job. So this pop-up tells us we did 15 working actions. 1 action point was decreased from each character and tool, and here we can see that the working action done were increased by 15. Before leaving the screen, here we have another button, Offer Job. So let's see its use. Well, building a barony or a city can be a long task. It could also take several days to be accomplished. So if you don't want to wait so long, you can just hire characters from other users, and they will do the job on your behalf. Just click on it and enter the amount of gold tiles you wish to pay for each working action, for example 5, and then click on Create Job. Now all the users in the county will see the work button on your group, and they can contribute to the aggregation of your lands. You will be charged of the material costs plus the pay that you offered. If you're working on someone else's group with a builder Mooner, the discount on the material costs will be added to the pay, so you will be paid even more for the same job. Now let's imagine that I created my group and then I decide to sell some of the lands inside of it. What will happen to the new owner? Well, the land will continue to be in the group even if the owner is changed, and it will keep all the benefits with no changes. Of course, if I bought a land that belongs to someone else's group, he could dismantle the group at any time. Or he could remove the group lord, and doing so he will deactivate all the building's functionalities. So this could be a good bargain, but it has its dangers, and it needs some cooperation and a bit of trust between users. As usual, we suggest you to use this function before buying any Moonstones asset on the secondary market. You will be sent to this page where you can paste the asset ID of the NFT you wish to buy, and it will show all the information you need to know before buying it. So for example, if we go search for a land here on the secondary market, we copy the asset ID, then we paste in our page and click search. So this land was never used in game. Let's try with another one. Here is the asset ID. Let's paste here and click search. This land was already used in game and it was placed in a county. Of course, I can also decide to remove the land that I bought from the group it belongs to, and to do so I just have to select the land and click on the Ungroup button. This will remove my land from the group, and it will be back to a single land. And if the group has enough lands to keep its status, the group will still exist. Or it will be dismantled and all the lands will be back to single lands. Last thing, what happens if I own a group and I sell all of the lands of the group? Well, in this case, the group would not have an owner anymore, and nobody could manage it. The system will detect this situation, and by the end of the day, the group will be automatically deleted, and if there's a group lord assigned to it, it will be set free. So I think we covered all the topics of lands aggregation. I suggest you to join our Discord, where you will find an answer to all your questions.